Russell, bring on in.
Before we get started, I guess we need to go over a little bit of the safety gear that we're going to use. Always got to make sure you're real careful when you're using this stuff. People get hurt, things get damaged. Communication is key. Hand signals, talking, or radio is always fantastic. Good communication. If you don't understand what somebody is saying and you don't know what's going to happen, you do not push the winch. When there's a doubt, stop. People get hurt, people die. Some of the basic things you got here, I always want to have you a set of gloves. Some of this stuff, even with you get your thorns and stuff in this stuff, even if it's not cable. Good shackles. These old school shackles work really good, nice screw handle. However, what I'm going to nowadays is the soft shackle. If anybody has never seen a soft shackle, come check it out. Come see this guy afterwards. These soft shackles are awesome. They'll hold just as much as that metal shackle will. And if this hits you in the face at 40 miles an hour, it will not take out your face. It'll just give you a little bruise. Also, you want a good snatch block. There's lots of people out there that have the little cheapie from Tractor Supply. Please don't do that. Go get you something good. Those ones from Tractor Supply have one snap ring holding that from flying apart. Something like this is a little bit better. We've also got synthetic line on here. We've got the nice ends. We've got some good winch, good braided extensions. Also, a good braided, just a raw winch extension, really handy for getting in long places. This is just a basic pull for the front. We're just going to hook up this Jeep to this Jeep and just give a little bit of a pull. Also, with the synthetic cable, you do not have to have something on top of it, because this synthetic, if it breaks, it just drops. So if you have like a cable, you want to put something on it, a strap, jacket, some mud flap, whatever you can come up with, so if it does break or come loose, it doesn't come flying back and hurt somebody. But you have to worry about is this one. You notice they're using the winch points on the bumper that is designed for that. That's made into the bumper with a good quality weld. It's not going to come loose. Throwing the loop over your ball, your trailer hitch, that's not good. That's going to come loose and that's going to hurt somebody. However, pulling the trailer hitch out and putting the loop through the pin inside the bumper, that is acceptable. That is a nice solid. So you can take that loop and stick it inside that trailer hitch, put your hitch pin inside there. That will work as a good recovery point. So now they're just going to do a straight line winch. And that's just your basic recovery that most normals hear. You see, we've got the winch line going directly into the winch in the front, and we can pay attention to whether or not it's getting bound up or not. A lot of us are very familiar with that, but I think next we're going to go to a little bit more complicated setup. Is that right? We're going to do the Okay, what they're going to do now is they're going to do a double line, use the snatch block on the front bumper as if we need more power to make this happen. He's in a big deep hole or something, he can't get out, the winch doesn't have enough strength, it's groaning, so we're going to put this pulley down here and hook it on his bumper and then attach the winch to the front of this Jeep so that you can get more power out of it. So we got those shackles going right into a good solid recovery point on the front of that bumper. And he's using a soft shackle to connect the whole thing together. Really, honestly, these soft shackles are coming on. If you haven't seen one, you really need to come check them out. They're awesome.
They're not hard to get undone once they pull tight?
No, they pull tight. They are not hard to get undone at all. As long as you hook them up like they're supposed to. I've used these to recover rock bouncers off the side of cliffs, and they just pop right loose. And there we go. So now his winch has got a lot more power to help with that pull. That's beautiful. Yeah, see, beautiful. So now we're going to set up for one other kind of a pull here. You're going to set up for before you're going to pull the black one. All right, so now we're going to simulate as if we're on the trails and this Jeep cannot point directly at the Jeep it's going to recover. So we found a tree, which is going to be his Jeep. That'll let us hook to that Jeep through the snatch block so that we can get a good straight pull. We keep the line coming onto the winch straight. We keep it from loading up from one side or the other so we don't have any damage. We don't want the ropes getting into any rocks, trees, binding. We want to make sure it's off the ground. You don't want to chafe anything. Now we can wrench that rope up tight. Yeah, so now we're just going to winch that up, make sure he's holding on to it so he doesn't get any slack. And that's basically what we're going to do to recover from an oddball situation. That Jeep could be in any other kind of an angle to that. It could go any direction, but it's still going to go straight into that Jeep, into the winch. So. So now they're going to hook up to the black Jeep. However, he does not have enough winch cable. What are you going to do? He's got a winch extension, a synthetic extension. Synthetic winch extensions are fabulous. You can run them through the snatch block if you need to. They're just as safe as the synthetic extension on the winch itself. Oh, absolutely, different. All the different sizes that you want, just like you would for the regular stuff. I've got a 100-footer in there that lives in my dually. That dually you're not going to get it anywhere. You're going to have to be somewhere solid to winch from it. You can pull with it. But these synthetic extensions, once you get one and you've actually used it, it's really, really nice to be able to get up into a really good, comfortable position where you're not scared about the recovery vehicle. We're all pretty flat, but sometimes you may need to anchor this Jeep off to something. You want to go around the axle or the rear recovery points, preferably, and just strap this thing off to a tree or something else if you need to make sure that this recovery Jeep is not going to move. So if you're ever winching and this recovery Jeep starts to slide, that's another reason, stop. Figure it out. First, just get another Jeep behind it, anchor it off to a tree, whatever you need to do, but make sure this recovery Jeep doesn't go falling down the hill and you're recovering too. There we go. So now we've got our rig rigged up with a couple snatch blocks so we can get up and going into this other Jeep that's way down in this oddball hole. And that's a very solid setup. Also, while you're doing this, taking in mind that if something breaks, where could it go? Don't get in the line of that. Don't cross over this cable or this rope while it's under pressure. Don't let the stuff grab and drag on any rocks or anything, or figure it may go up higher in the tree or whatever you need to do. If you really have to drag along something, get a floor mat out of your Jeep or something so you don't chafe it all to pieces. Otherwise, you could be down here with him buying a new one. But I think it's, oh yeah, damper, whatever you want to. You could use, they make dampers for it. You could put a strap around it, you know, a little tree saver, wrap around it or something. Absolutely. Take your jacket, get your jacket out there and wrap it around there. Just a little something, just if it does go to flying around, that's going to kind of help keep it still. Is all the stuff up there already?
Everything's already up there. It's all
So I think that's pretty much got it. You got anything else you want to add to this, Chris? Yeah, tree savers. Always use your tree savers when you hook this stuff up. Don't wrap cables and stuff around it. Get your little short strap. And while we're talking about it, everybody has lots of recovery gear in their Jeep. Before you go on the trails, get that tree saver and a shackle and put it within arm's reach of the driver's seat. You should be able to grab a strap and a shackle from the driver's seat. If you're stuck and you've got to stop and go back to your back and unpile your stuff to find it, that could be the difference between your Jeep rolling down the hill and you actually saving the situation. So just kind of think about that. Make sure you got your things handy and just think these things through, man. Nothing is ever normal, and everything's a little different. Take your time, slow down, don't get anybody hurt, and we all get out here safely. We appreciate y'all coming out here and watching. I think here in just a few minutes, we're going to take it on up to the pavilion for all the raffles and giveaways and awards, I believe, for the shows and everything else we did today. Thank y'all for coming out.
Nice job, guys.